Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, when did my energy, strength, and drive start to fade? You're not alone. Millions of men over 40 feel the same shift and quietly accept it as just aging. But here's the truth. It's not inevitable. Science now shows that your body can reignite its vitality naturally, without pills, quick fixes, or extreme routines. I'm Dr. Nora Hayes, and today we're uncovering the powerful, research-backed habits that can reset your hormones, sharpen your mind, and restore your performance at any age. You'll discover what's really happening inside your body and how small, smart changes can transform your energy, confidence, and health from the inside out. If you're ready to take back control and feel like yourself again, stronger, clearer, and more alive, stay with me. This might just change everything. Have you ever noticed that the older you get, the harder it becomes to feel truly energized, even after a full night's sleep? You're eating right, staying active, maybe even taking your supplements, but somehow your body doesn't respond the way it used to. You're not weak. You're not lazy. What's happening is deeply biological, and it's something most men over 40 face, yet very few understand. I'm Dr. Nora Hayes, and today we're going to talk about what's really going on inside your body and how you can naturally restore balance, strength, and vitality without depending on synthetic solutions or complicated routines. Because the truth is, your body was designed to thrive at every age. It just needs the right signals to do so. Science is now proving what many of my patients have already experienced firsthand. When you learn to work with your biology instead of against it, everything begins to change: your energy, your focus, your confidence, even your drive for life. So if you've been feeling off or like you're not quite yourself anymore, stay with me. What you'll learn today can help you reclaim the health, power, and vitality you thought you'd lost forever. Most men don't realize that sometime after 40, a quiet but powerful shift begins to happen inside the body. You might notice that your mornings don't start with the same energy they used to. Workouts feel heavier, focus slips a little faster, and even though you're doing everything right, something feels off, like your body just isn't responding the way it once did. This isn't your imagination, it's biology. After 40, men experience a gradual decline in testosterone, about 1% each year, along with slower cellular repair and a drop in mitochondrial efficiency, which means your cells simply produce less energy. Add in modern stress, poor sleep, and environmental toxins, and it's no wonder fatigue, muscle loss, and low motivation become so common. But here's the good news: science has shown that this process isn't a one-way road downhill. In fact, your body has an incredible capacity to reignite vitality if you know how to work with it, not against it. Your hormones, metabolism, and recovery are constantly communicating. The foods you eat, the way you move, the quality of your sleep, and even your daily mindset all send signals to your body about whether it should repair, build, or shut down. When those signals get mixed, for example, from late night screen time, processed carbs, or chronic stress, your body assumes it's in survival mode, storing fat, conserving energy, and slowing recovery. But when you start sending clear, consistent messages of health through nutrient-dense foods, resistance training, deep sleep, and emotional balance, your biology responds like it's been waiting for the green light to thrive again. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is learning how to manage stress. Cortisol, your body's main stress hormone, directly interferes with testosterone production. Even mild but constant stress, rushing, worrying, or never fully resting signals your body to prioritize survival over performance. Simple mindfulness practices, deep breathing, or even a 10-minute walk in nature can lower cortisol and help rebalance your hormones. It's not about perfection, it's about giving your body permission to reset. Movement is another key signal. You don't need to train like an athlete, but you do need to move like someone who values longevity. Lifting weights, even 2 to 3 times a week, tells your body to preserve muscle, boost testosterone, and strengthen bones. This is one of the most science-backed ways to reverse age-related decline naturally. And then there's nutrition, your daily code for vitality. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods rich in protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients like zinc and magnesium. These are the raw materials your hormones depend on to function. Stay hydrated, cut back on alcohol, and fuel your body with intention. Every choice you make, every bite, every movement, is a message to your cells that says, I'm still here. I'm still building. Your body hasn't forgotten how to be strong, focused, and alive. It's simply waiting for you to remind it. Science gives us the tools, but the choice to act begins within you. When you start sending the right signals, everything begins to change. Your energy, your clarity, your confidence. Because your biology listens to the story you tell it every single day. There's a moment in every man's life, usually somewhere after 40, when energy stops feeling endless. The mornings that once began with drive and purpose start to feel heavier. The afternoon slump arrives sooner, and that quiet voice inside begins to wonder, is this just how it's going to be now? But what if it's not? What if the energy, clarity, and strength you once had weren't lost, only hidden beneath layers of stress, imbalance, and neglect? Your body runs on a blueprint, an intricate design powered by hormones, mitochondria, and neurotransmitters. And this blueprint is meant to sustain vitality well into later life. But over time, daily stress, poor sleep, nutrient deficiencies, and inactivity can scramble that internal code. Your cells, which once burned fuel efficiently, start to slow down. Inflammation builds quietly. Blood sugar spikes become more frequent. And before you know it, the system designed to energize you is now conserving energy instead. This isn't aging. It's signaling. Your body is only responding to the messages you send it every day. The beauty of science is that it's shown us how adaptable the human body truly is. You can reprogram your energy blueprint at any age. And it begins with small, intentional actions that restore communication between your cells and hormones. The first step is movement. Not punishment, not exhaustion, movement as medicine. Resistance training, brisk walking, stretching, or even mindful breathing send a message to your mitochondria that energy production is needed. In response, your cells become more efficient, your metabolism stabilizes, and your mental focus sharpens. Then there's recovery, the often overlooked pillar of vitality. Sleep is not a passive state, it's a nightly tune-up. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, repairs tissue, and balances testosterone and cortisol. When sleep is cut short or disrupted by screens and late night worries, that repair cycle breaks. You wake up depleted, and the downward spiral continues. Protect your sleep as fiercely as you protect your goals, because one fuels the other. Nutrition is the next layer of your energy blueprint. What you eat tells your body how to perform. Processed sugars and refined carbs cause energy spikes and crashes, while whole, nutrient-dense foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, leafy greens, and antioxidant-rich fruits feed your cells the information they need to thrive. Think of food not as calories, but as communication. Every meal is a message of either inflammation or restoration. Choose restoration. And finally, the mind. Chronic stress drains more energy than poor diet or lack of exercise combined. It floods your body with cortisol, weakens your immune system, and sabotages hormone balance. Learning to pause, breathe, and recenter isn't optional, it's essential. Even a few moments of stillness can reset your nervous system and restore mental clarity. Your body isn't broken, it's waiting. Waiting for consistency, for care, for alignment between how you live and how you want to feel. When you start living in harmony with your biology, energy stops being something you chase. It becomes something you create. And in that shift, every man can rediscover the strength, focus, and vitality he thought time had taken away. If you've been feeling more tired lately, noticing a dip in your motivation, or sensing that your edge isn't quite what it used to be, you're not alone. And it's not your imagination. For many men over 40, something subtle begins to change beneath the surface. Energy fades, focus slips, and workouts don't deliver the same results they once did. The world calls it aging, but the truth runs deeper. It's hormonal imbalance, and it's more common than most realize. Testosterone, often called the vitality hormone, plays a role in far more than just muscle or libido. It affects mood, energy production, bone density, cognitive clarity, and even how your body handles fat. Yet, our modern lifestyles quietly sabotage it every single day. Chronic stress floods the system with cortisol, testosterone's rival hormone. Poor sleep short-circuits its production. processed foods, refined sugars, and exposure to endocrine disruptors found in plastics and pesticides further confuse the body's natural hormonal rhythm. Over time, the balance that once kept you sharp, confident, and driven begins to tilt, and you start to feel the weight of that imbalance in every part of your life. But the human body is remarkably adaptive. You can restore hormonal harmony without depending on medication or extreme interventions. And it begins with understanding what your body truly needs to feel safe, nourished, and supported. When your system senses that it's under constant stress or deprivation, it shifts into survival mode. It conserves energy, stores fat, and slows down testosterone production. The solution isn't to push harder, it's to restore balance. Start by rebuilding the foundations that your hormones depend on: sleep, nutrition, movement, and stress control. Deep, consistent sleep is where testosterone is naturally produced, primarily during REM cycles. Cutting corners on rest means cutting corners on your vitality. Prioritize a calm nighttime routine, limit screen exposure, and make sleep a non-negotiable part of your health plan. Nutrition plays an equally crucial role. Your hormones are built from the nutrients you eat. Particularly healthy fats, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D diets that are too low in fat or overly processed deprive your body of the raw materials needed to sustain hormonal function. Focus on foods like eggs, avocados, olive oil, nuts, and grass-fed meats. These aren't indulgences, they're essential building blocks for optimal hormone health. Exercise, especially strength training and high-intensity intervals, is one of the most powerful natural testosterone boosters known to science. When you lift weights or challenge your muscles, your body releases growth factors that stimulate hormone production. The key is consistency, not perfection. A few dedicated sessions each week can create profound shifts over time. And then there's the mind, the often forgotten driver of hormonal balance. Chronic mental strain signals your body that it's unsafe, keeping cortisol high and testosterone low. Simple practices like deep breathing, mindfulness, or gratitude journaling can reset that internal stress response and help your hormones stabilize naturally. Your hormones don't define you, but they do reflect how well you're caring for yourself. When you align your lifestyle with your body's natural biology, balance returns, energy rises, focus sharpens, confidence rebuilds itself from within. You're not losing your strength with age. You're simply being invited to rebuild it, smarter and stronger than before. You might not feel it happening, but deep within your body, millions of microscopic processes are shaping how you age, how much energy you have, how quickly you recover, and even how clearly you think. Every single day, your cells are working tirelessly to repair, renew, and protect you. But somewhere after 40, that renewal process starts to slow. You may feel it as stiffness in the morning, slower recovery after exercise, or a brain that feels just a little foggier than before. These aren't random signs of getting older. They're messages from your cells quietly asking for help. Inside each of your cells are mitochondria, the tiny power plants that create the energy your body runs on. When you're young, they operate at full capacity, fueling everything from your workouts to your mental focus. But as years go by, oxidative stress, poor nutrition, lack of movement, and environmental toxins begin to damage these mitochondria, reducing their efficiency. Think of it like a battery that doesn't hold its charge the way it used to. The result: less energy, slower metabolism, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. But here's the empowering truth: science now shows that you can reignite those cells. You can train your mitochondria to become stronger, more efficient, and more resilient at any age. The first step begins with oxygen. Your cells thrive on it, and physical activity is the most natural way to boost oxygen flow and mitochondrial health. Movement, especially strength training and aerobic exercise, tells your body that energy is needed. In response, your cells adapt. They grow more mitochondria, improve oxygen utilization, and begin producing more energy naturally. This is why people who stay active feel younger, sharper, and more alive. You're not just moving your body, you're reprogramming your biology. Next comes nutrition, the fuel for your cellular engines. Processed foods, sugars, and trans fats clog your system and accelerate cellular decay. But nutrient-rich foods, colorful vegetables, omega-3 fats, clean proteins, and antioxidant sources like berries and green tea act like repair tools. They neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and give your cells the raw materials they need to regenerate. Think of every meal as an opportunity to feed your longevity, not just your hunger. Equally important is recovery. Your cells repair when you rest. Deep sleep, adequate hydration, and intentional relaxation aren't luxuries. They're essential for cellular renewal. During rest, your body clears out damaged cells and creates new, healthier ones. It's like emptying your internal trash bin, making room for growth and restoration. And finally, never underestimate the impact of mindset. Chronic stress triggers inflammation, depletes cellular energy, and speeds up aging. But practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and deep breathing signal your nervous system to relax, creating a biochemical environment where your cells can thrive. Peace is powerful medicine, one that science now proves influences everything from immune function to lifespan. Your body isn't deteriorating, it's responding. Every healthy choice you make, every walk, every nourishing meal, every moment of rest, is a signal to your cells that you're investing in renewal, not decline. You hold the power to protect and rebuild the very foundation of your vitality. Aging may be inevitable, but how you age is profoundly within your control. So many men focus solely on the physical side of health, the workouts, the diet, the supplements. And while those matter deeply, there's another layer that often gets overlooked. It's the invisible link between how you think and feel and how your body performs. You can eat perfectly, train consistently, and still feel exhausted, foggy, or unmotivated if your mind and emotions are working against you. The truth is, lasting vitality doesn't start in your muscles or your meals. It starts in your mind. Every thought you have sends a signal through your nervous system. Positive, focused thoughts calm your body, steady your hormones, and boost resilience. But when you're caught in constant stress, worrying about work, finances, or the future, your body can't tell the difference between emotional and physical danger. It responds as if it's under attack. Cortisol rises. Testosterone drops. Sleep becomes shallow. Inflammation builds quietly. Over time, this mental strain shows up as fatigue, weight gain, low mood, and declining drive. The science is clear: chronic stress ages your body faster than almost anything else. But here's what's even more powerful. The body listens just as intently when you choose peace, gratitude, and purpose. Studies in neuroscience show that thoughts of calm and optimism release endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin, hormones that heal, energize, and protect your cells. The simple act of deep breathing or taking a quiet moment to reset your mind shifts your body's chemistry from breakdown to repair. This is why some men, even in their 60s or 70s, radiate energy, not because they've escaped stress, but because they've learned to master their response to it. Mindset isn't about ignoring problems. It's about creating space between challenge and reaction. When you learn to pause, to breathe before responding, you reclaim control over your body's internal state. Your hormones balance more easily. Your heart rate steadies. Your digestion improves. Your energy returns. That's the mind-body connection in real time. A partnership between biology and awareness. Purpose plays a crucial role too. Research continues to show that people who live with a sense of meaning, whether it's family, faith, or personal growth, live longer, healthier lives. Purpose gives your mind direction and your body follows. When you wake up each day with something to look forward to, your brain releases signals that strengthen immunity and stabilize mood. Motivation literally becomes biochemistry. If your energy feels low or your health feels stuck, start by nurturing your inner world. Just as you train your body, train your thoughts. Replace self-criticism with patience, frustration with curiosity, fear with focus. These shifts may seem small, but over time they rewire your brain and reshape your biology. Your mind is not separate from your body. It's the command center of your health. When you align both, when thought and action work in harmony, everything begins to change. You think clearer, you move stronger, you live lighter. Real vitality begins not when you fight your body, but when you learn to listen to it with compassion, awareness, and belief that healing is always possible.